Hello, welcome again. Last week we said this week we're talking big games. I feel like it's a battle of establishments. We'll start there. Benjamin Gamba is not available. SC, you must get your people there, Simba, to sort out.
Whose stadium is available? No one's stadium is available, except Sundowns.
Even in South Africa, other teams are moving.
Everyone is just vacating. You have to pack your bags and go to your neighbor. Are you going to give them the key?
Yeah, I'll give them the key. FNB is available.
Who are you giving the key to?
Who are you giving the key to? The last time Ahly was here against Sundowns, Chiefs gave Ahly the key. Now Pirates is there. Who are you giving the key to?
Come on.
No, come on. Come on.
Key to?
Our neighbors are there. All Pirates is there. We're going to give them the key. We're being neighborly.
But, Cox, I feel like it's a battle of different teams are different things. Stellenbosch, this is their first big dance in the continental competition. Simba, yes, in Confed, this is their first big dance there, but the side that's used to being here. How does Steve Barker approach this? Is it just enjoy the moment?
No, Steve has never been a coach that just enjoys the moment. He's a coach that applies himself in the moment. If you notice when they were playing Zamalek, who did he call? Who did he consult to come and say, hey, what's happening in that side? The man that has played against Zamalek. He called Pito. Pito was there. They had a chance. They spoke. So this time around, the pressure is not on him. No one was expecting him to even reach this stage of the tournament. For him to even be at this level, that's good. Pressure will be on Fadlu. Fadlu knows what's expected of him. So what Steve needs to do, go there, relax yourself, you'll finish the business this side. My only worry is the fact that they're also not going to be playing at home because there's a rugby match that's taking place. But they've been nomads this season.
Yeah, no. Stellies wherever they have not gone is because you are not available on the South African map. But Lufuno, Fadlu's pressure, the league at home, good as gone.
Yeah.
Where he is now, does it put more pressure on him to be able to deliver in the Confed?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, for Simba, I think this is the biggest trophy that they need to bring home. They're getting into that stage of the semi-final for the first time or the longest time besides when they won it a long time ago. Now they are now here in the semi-final.
But you must not discredit trophies that were won a long time ago.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is that they are in the semi-final. And the expectations of the Simba Nation is that he has to go one more to get to the final. And when you're in the final, anything is possible. I know Fadlu. Fadlu is one coach that, he likes to win. He's a winner. He's a fighter. And you look at how they come back from 2-0 down in Egypt to come back and force the result in Tanzania. So you can see that it's going to be a very, very interesting game to watch.
But Cox, talking from what Lufuno is saying, he's saying going to Egypt, coming back, Mara, you look at what Stellenbosch, who they beat, because those were the defending champions in Zamalek. Yeah. Anybody besides the Stellenbosch boys who believe that Stellies was coming back, you're lying to us.
So just to add, with Fadlu, he does not need to consult anyone. He's well acquainted. He's well acquainted with the players that plays in the PSL. He understands the football in the PSL and how competitive PSL is. And the players, he knows them. I mean, you watch PSL football every day. So for him, it's not something that is not a...
He was here for the derby the last time.
Absolutely, I'm saying to you, Stellenbosch is not a closed book to him. He knows how good Stellenbosch is, and he will plan appropriately.
But I also, have a counter against that because the biggest key factor for Stellenbosch is the fact that they have a qualified backroom staff that does the job. Most of the job that's done when you play Stellenbosch, they've done it before even the game starts. So you have people that have already done the homework. You don't even have to worry. The coach will apply whatever needs to be applied on the field of play based on the report that he gets. So it's not a book.
Another thing, we've got nomads here. So Simba not playing home. Benjamin is not available. Will that be a factor?
It shouldn't be much of a factor. Yes, we might underestimate the advantage of playing at home, but I don't think it will be much of a factor in terms of how they've applied themselves. The mentality that they've shown, they have shown that they are a team that gives less. You don't score a lot of goals against them. Yes, people might say they've bottled the lead that they had in the league, but if you look at the number of goals...
they've bottled.
Yeah, if you look at the number of goals that they've conceded, especially in the league, very little. So it's a team that gives very little away. I was very surprised for them to have given the 2 goals away. But at home, we knew that at home.
So when Sunderland's goalkeepers are...
Yeah, at home, they rarely give goals away. So they're very stingy. So in Stellenbosch, if they try and be, and try and find that away goal, they might find themselves, trailing by 2-3 goals.
Okay. Lufuno, seeing that Kaizer Chiefs are not in these things, this is not their terrain this season.
Watch them next year. They already qualified. Next year they will be here.
We're talking Champions
Technicalities.
Champions League. FNB will now be news.
Yeah.
Mapagani are looking for change room keys.
Yeah.
Are they available?
FNB's got lots of change room keys.
No, for that specific change room.
Which one?
The one that will force them to go around the tunnel.
That one is not available for anyone. We are meeting these people in the next... we are meeting them just very soon. So, no, it's that one. Most definitely is not available.
Okay.
The stadium is available.
But here's the thing when I say you've got an institution like Orlando Pirates.
Yeah.
I always say they're the godfather of South African football.
Yeah.
You've got Pyramid who are the interrupters to what is the normal system. They may not have a biggest fan base. They may not have history behind them. How does Pirates take that?
For Pirates, they just have to look at Pyramid. They put Sundowns jersey, copy and paste, and they deal with Pyramid exactly like that.
Cox.
Orlando Pirates, don't forget that they're the only team that's unbeaten in this edition. For you to be unbeaten in this edition, to semi-finals, it means that the target is on your back. Everyone will be hoping to beat you. And I always say, you need to guard against starting the tournament well and then regressing. Play-wise, Orlando Pirates has not been at their best, but perhaps at this stage, at this stage of the game, it's not about play. At this stage of the game, at this stage of the tournament, people would say it's about getting the best out of what it is that you have. And who better to be in this situation than their coach, Jose? Rivero has shown that he knows how to play knockout football. So it shouldn't be a problem in terms of how it is that they play. But my only problem is that they've been strong in this competition. They've been strong travelers. And you look at the fact that in this previous knockout match that they played, they had to play it away first. So they closed the match away and they came back. And they're strong travelers. So does that mean now at home, do they sit back and relax and make sure that they don't concede? Okay, home away from home. They make sure?
FNB is not away for Pirates. Pirates play the big games in FNB. They are well acquainted with the FNB pitch.
They won their last 2 games. They're even
so we can't say they're not playing at home. They're playing at FNB.
But Lufuno, what I'm trying to say is that there's a say that a shirt is heavy to wear. Pyramid have got no legacy stuff that everybody's looking to set the history for themselves because this is the first time that they're here. It's a new team that's trying to establish themselves. Pirates don't have to worry when they go across for big crowds or anything like that. I mean, they haven't even applied to have the stadium full. But that is the pressure now on Orlando Pirates to be able to deliver against a lesser.
So history will tell us that Pirates, once they get into the semi-final in the continental football, they always become victorious and go to the final.
Okay.
So we are looking at Pirates going to the final. My only concern, though, is that the form of Pirates at home, if you look at the last 3 games, they have not been winning at home. Yes, they've been going through to the next stage, but they were not winning at home. So we look at Pyramid. On the other side, when they play at home, they're deadly. So Pirates has to make sure that this game, they have to wrap it here. So that when they go to Egypt, then they can play, for result. Because other than that, if they don't win this game, so it will be very difficult for them to go to Egypt and bring the result. The Pyramid is very strong at home.
Is it true that you're sending scouts to see if Mayela is the man for you?
Well, no. Is the issue sorted out of
Mayela, please get a passport.
Is the work permit sorted out?
The last time he didn't have passport sorted out.
We remember what happened.
We remember what happened. But Ahly, club of the century.
Yeah.
Ahly has got no problem winning the Champions League.
Yeah.
Ahly knows how to win the Champions League. Sundowns, on the other hand, have got no problem beating Ahly. Whenever it's Ahly, they can beat them home and away. Your thoughts on that game?
So, for me, your coach, you hired him to get you to the final. this is the stage. He needs to get past Ahly to get to the final. So he's got this job to do. On the other side, Ahly, when they get to this stage, they are very deadly. They might not play the best football, but they know how to manage the two games so that they can get to the final.
So do you agree with my statement? Sundowns has got no problem beating Ahly home or away.
Well, it's not all the case.
No, you were talking about history just now. You can't. No.
Convenient. So it's time to bring it.
No, wait. Wait,
Yeah.
Lufun.
Yeah.
You were referring to history.
Yeah.
Of how Pirates got to the finals.
Yeah.
Like, less than 5.
Now there's amnesia.
Suddenly, we're talking history of Sundowns.
Yeah.
Sundowns has not beaten Ahly not once, not twice.
History tells me that for the past 7 years, you have not reached the final. So let's look at that as well.
But we have Vespers.
Don't put it away. And
No, we have
actually the past 3 editions. Where were they when it comes to the final?
But remember
so
my
let's
statement.
Look at history that way as well.
So let's slow down.
Yeah.
Ahly has got no problem winning.
Yeah.
Sundowns has got no problem beating Ahly.
Yeah.
Any of those statements that you dispute?
Also add that Ahly had no problem of beating Sundowns either. So you can't.
When was the last time Ahly beat Sundowns?
Mpo?
He's very selective.
I'm saying to you.
No, we just want Luvuno is conflicted because he's leading with the heart. Your thoughts on Ahly versus Sundowns?
I've got no question in my mind whether
Sundowns
is going to score. Suarez. Whether Sundowns is going to score. The problem is at the back. But now, coming back to Suarez, you look at Ahly. Who did they play the weekend? They played the very same team that's going to be playing Orlando Pirates. When did they score? When everybody thought everything is done, everything is wrapped up. Ahly has this knack of always finding the goal when everybody else is expecting. The big matches, those people play against. So Sundowns and Suarez, I'm just mentioning them as separate entities for now because it seems like one is working against the other.
Who are you mentioning?
Suarez. So
No, we hear you. Prediction. Ahly versus Sundowns.
1-0 Ahly.
1-0 Ahly.
2-0 Sundowns.
2-0 Sundowns. Pirates versus Pyramid.
3-1 Pirates.
3-1 Pirates.
1-0 Orlando Pirates.
1-0 Orlando Pirates. Fatu versus Steve Bacher. Stellenbosch versus Simba.
1-1.
1-1.
Nah, 0-0.
0-0. Okay, Mina, very, very, very clear. Sundowns, the Loftus, 1,385 meters above sea level. Sundowns will win 2-0. Ahly may also get 5 because we need to recover. It's not a foreign thing. And then Pirates will win 2-0 against Pyramid. Stellies, I see a lovely draw coming. Look forward to your comments and have a super day.
I saw a cherry